Now complete the following, writing the ratio in simplest rational form. All right, so simplest rational form. That means we don't want a decimal here. Actually, we could have a decimal, still a rational number, but if we have any left over, then we want it to be a fraction. So sine A, if this is my angle in question, then this is my opposite side. This is always hypotenuse, opposite of 90 degrees, and this is my adjacent. So sine A is opposite over hypotenuse, so that would be 30 over 34. But let's see if we put this in a decimal, 30 divided by 34, this is an irrational number. So we want to express this as a fraction in simplest form. So 30 over 34, fraction in simplest form is going to be 15 over 17. And that's what we're going to do for all of these questions. So cosine A is adjacent over hypotenuse, or 16 over 34, which would reduce to 8 over 17. Tan A, opposite over adjacent, is going to be 30 over 16, which is going to reduce to 15 over 8. And class example number 6, I'm going to go through in class. I'm going to finish with this example here, write the rational number in simplest form, which represents the trig ratio. Now, we're using angle x as our reference point. And before I begin, I want to make sure I list all the sides, or label all the sides. So first of all, here's my right angle, and this points to my hypotenuse. You know, if you imagine this as an arrow, that points to my hypotenuse, which would be right here. I should have showed you that earlier. And if this is my reference point, then, or my reference angle, then this is my opposite side. And then that means that this is my adjacent side, right beside my angle. So sine x, then sine x would be opposite over hypotenuse, if we use our mnemonics. So katoa, opposite over hypotenuse, which would be 6 over 10, and in simplest terms would be 3/5. Y, here's my angle y. So tan y, then I would have to change how I label this. So if this is my reference point, then and maybe I should do this in a different color. So if I use this as my reference point, now this is always going to be my hypotenuse, but if I'm looking at angle y, then this means that this is going to be opposite and this is going to be adjacent. So with tan y, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. That would be 8 over 6, or 4 over 3. Sine of y degrees, again, is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of y would be 8 over 10, or 4/5. Cosine of x, if we're using this one, I'm going to switch colors again, back to blue. Cosine x is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is 8 over hypotenuse, which is 10, and that's equal to 4/5 as well. I'll leave this triangle for you guys to solve, and I'll see you in class.